Free Drop Billy somewhere around 13, 14, say 8 to 14. It felt like I'd won the Kentucky Derby. I remember it well. It was February 15th, 1987. Miss Mindy, I bought her for $1,500. Took her. She got hurt before I could get her to the races. I was just a teenager. I took her up to Ohio State. We had a young veterinarian at Ohio State operator take a chip out of her knee. When she was coming back, I couldn't pay exercise rider, so my good friend Laura and I made a deal. She got on her every day. She was wanting to be a jockey, and she had ridden a few horses, that she would get to ride her. And she started doing better and better and better. And we ran her at Turfway Park February 15th, 1987. Had a 2-hole, the 1-horse scratch, came out of 1 hole. It was my first win, Laura's first win, the horse's first win. And the veterinarian that operated her at Ohio State, the young guy, was Larry Bramlage, the world famous veterinarian today. That's an odd question.
She must be a fan.
Yeah, she ran big down in Gulf Shore. It's not a dumb question, an odd question. But she's doing well. She'll run over here at Churchill Downs. His status is up to a half-mile works. He had a little problem. We had to do a procedure on him after he won at Churchill, and yeah, we'll be running probably in the next month.
Okay.
The extra special ones just have an air about him. I thought he was a really good horse. You don't know until you start racing them if they're going to make it to the top. You can tell that they can really run. You can tell horses can't run quickly, but you don't know which ones are going to really grow up to be the top until you start racing them. But I told Robbie Alvarado in the paddock his first start, this is as good a horse you ever been on. And legged him up, and he went out there and beat 1 horse. And Robbie said, driving home, he said, he can't believe I was that wrong. I've never been so wrong. And that's how he came back in his maiden weight race with Freddie Linclude and won. And if you look back at that race, the horse that was 4th in there won the Breeders' Cup Classic. The horse that was 2nd came back and won some graded stakes. And that was a pretty key maiden race.
Mm-hmm.
The horse that, to me, is my gold standard of race horses is Kitten's Joy.
Mm.
I think he was the most pure talent I've been around. He was so smart, and it was at a point in my career when I was young and could either just stay at my level I was or go to the next level, and he took me to the next level, he and Roses and May. Roses and May has to rank up there pretty high. I mean, he was a talented horse. He won the most money. He had some quirks about him that I didn't like that would probably keep me from making him top dog. Like, he would get out in races, and he was difficult to deal with, and he had foot issues he had to work on all the time. But one thing about him, he was pure talent, and when he was on, he was on.